we're gonna do a build up of what we did on Monday. Okay? But you did a lot of the stuff off of the bat.
Okay.
So now we're gonna work on some solo drills that are basically you on the top position. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for the solo drills on the top position, we're gonna start with you 4-pointed, right, on feet and hands. Yep, just like that. Now I want you to rotate 180 degrees. Spin around your hands.
Just hands are staying.
Walk your feet to where they're pointing the other direction.
Okay.
Just like that. Okay. When doing that, do you feel like that is the most efficient way you could do it?
No.
Okay, I want you to do it again, but I want you to think about taking either the least amount of steps possible or being, air quote, how would I do this the fastest? Not that you move fast, right? That you would be chambered to move fast if you chose to do so. A little different, right?
Yeah.
Right, so that's how you would intentionally actually do it. When we do these, we're always looking at it in the concept of if I wanted to provide this function in a fight or with resistance, how would it actually be? Right, you're not just going to walk your feet. Right, we're not going to casually walk. Right, we're going to jump there.
Yeah.
Right, does that make sense? Perfect. Okay. Now that you're there, back on all fours. I want you to do a knee cut. Now sit out. Notice how those two are very similar?
Mm-hmm.
Now I want you to do a horizontal knee cut or a horizontal sit out, aka thread your legs through.
Like that.
You would most commonly see this probably done like this.
Oh.
Horizontally applying pressure to someone's knees. They push them to the floor, right? Or I'm here, right? And I'm going to horizontally sit out and come back, forcing your hips to a different direction. But I believe that they're very similar, so I just have them do in one motion. A horizontal type of sit out. You can extend your leg if you don't want to like repetitively go to the ground. That's often commonly done for solo drilling. There. This one's not about gaining distance. You see how like you're moving a lot?
Yeah.
This is about causing the effect of someone's legs being moved out of the way. If that makes sense? And then passing them.
Yeah.
So like where a knee cut, you're trying to travel somewhere. You're not trying to travel necessarily, you're trying to cause an effect. So you keep jumping. I'm going to show you what this looks like on a human. Can you go supine for me? See how I don't actually move? So when we're here, we're looking at accomplishing. Now, this is oftentimes exaggerated, if that makes sense. So like you don't have to like keep it so short and cut. This is so
So I'm just. It'd just be getting over their legs, slight pop. bringing this down on the outside.
For the solo drill, it oftentimes just looks like this. How it looks like when you're actually doing it looks more like this. But one doesn't look sexy, you know what I mean? One looks weirdly like this, just hopping around. You know what I
One
mean?
looks like you just got bit by a spider on the bum.
Alright, so same thing, like so, except now I want you to hop with both legs.
This far out, or it doesn't matter.
You are passing a human being's legs.
Yeah.
I want you to post on one hand, and I want you to running there. No. Yes.
All the way.
I can do it sideways. And these are for,
Yeah.
right. And then with that, do it again, but now do it on your elbow. Okay, now do it on your shoulder. Those are the three levels in which we can apply that drill. And these drills are applied when passing guard, and keeping someone down and changing to north-south or etc. Keeping
Yeah.
people's arms in that inside space, we use that shoulder. The elbow maintaining that knee cut, right, and walking. Where you can see these motions like done in practice. Does that make sense? Perfect. Okay. Shot.
Inside hand. Outside hand.
Depends on which direction you're going. A penetration step, right, is what we're actually talking about.
Yeah.
Is not necessarily used specifically for a double leg. It's just used for the closing of distance.
Yeah.
Now what we do with that otherwise is up to us. I will recommend that you learn to take a step with your lead leg when you're taking your shots. Kind of. Most times smaller baby step, because your lead leg should already be your lead leg.
Oh, here.
Oh, it's just a little hop micro step kind of
Yeah.
type of walk. Cha, better.
But smaller, right?
I don't care.
Because I'm already, they're like here-ish,
No guarantee.
just outside. I'm just saying, like, if they're just outside, I need to be able to do it.
Sure.
Like here.
Yep. Well, if you don't need to step then.
But,
It's also hard on your knee.
yeah.
Was that 5 for that one?
Probably.
I want you to do the same one, but I want an outside single, which means I want you to spin to the back.
I've done this before. I'm just trying to remember. It's just here.
Ready? We're gonna come. We're gonna rotate.
Yeah.
do your, right here. Do you feel athletic? Do you feel like you could stop me from pushing you over or anything of that nature?
No.
You do not, right? I want that other leg to stay off the ground, right? And I want you to have tension in your core. When you're doing this now, you're in a lunge, right? And you're far more athletic to spring or jump or anything, as long as you're not leaving your leg. So if I go and I go like this, right? And I go, boom. Now I'm very unathletic again, right? So if this is me accomplishing the same goal, right? My knee is not touching the floor, but now I'm wildly unathletic position. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I do not feel strong here, so therefore it's wrong. At the same time, if I'm taking a shot and I'm doing this, and then doing this, I'm in a wildly unathletic position, aka on my knees. And that's not where power's built. So it's somewhere in between there for you. Aka either take a shorter penetration step or something. Or a longer one.
A longer one.
Weird.
A longer
I said or something. Depends on what outcome's happening.
You're just scooping around and grabbing.
And then essentially you'd be driving them to the floor.
Yeah. This way, right there.
No, behind them. Right, so.
Oh, grabbing and driving forward.
Right. I'm going to this leg, right? So if I was here, right, and I take that step, boom. I'm here, and I'm coming all the way behind. Now, why? The reason I don't drive sideways is because human beings, right, are much better at fighting in this direction if I attack it like this. And the only reason why is because your ability to turn and face me is stronger. Because you can square up easier. Where if I come back here and I drop any fashion up here, your ability to face me is very limited. Does that make sense? And I put almost little to no pressure, and your back wants to give it
Right.
to this. And then on a separate note, when you're doing the function for one aspect of it, you do it with the other. AKA my hand should be doing like the pulling motion if I'm doing a throw. If I'm doing a shot, my hand should do the feint motion first. Like I'm lifting them up to open up the space. Does that make sense?
Kind of, yeah. But I understand.
So if I'm
what
coming
you're saying.
here, I should be doing.
I have to drop them.
You will eventually, yes. Or you're doing a different type of jujitsu. Or some type of throw.
Like that.
I don't know, you do you. How do you take your shots? I don't take my shots with my hands connected almost ever. But I don't take a lot of shots.
And say, not often.
Yeah, I understand. More. Then let's do it some more. Hit them. Hit your keys.
I think
Happens.
that's what happened.
Okay. So the next one we're going to do. Do you know what a scorpion kick is?
I'm like in soccer. Different. Thinking of that goalie that just is famous for scorpion saves.
Yeah, he's just trolling because he's that good.
Yeah.
actually not the biggest fan of the donkey kick as like a form of movement, but you know, that's a personal preference.
When both feet come off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just keep them connected though.
Yeah.
Give it a try. See if you like it.
I don't like it because it feels like going into a.
Kick it
Handstand.
out, not in. Like, think about kicking behind you. Because donkeys don't kick to the sky, they kick behind them. Like a horse or anything, think like that.
Yeah.
So, like, you come in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So. But that's not a solo drill that I would necessarily do for grappling, but it's not like a terrible solo drill in general. Like as a human motion goes, if you're looking for a good workout, do that for about 30 minutes. You will you'll most likely be worn out. Can you sprawl?
Huh?
Give me a sprawl.
I don't know about this with myself, other than just like I'm here, and then I'm here, but like popping both my feet back feels weird. Then we usually don't sprawl. I'm like, like that.
Put your hip to the floor.
Huh?
Put your hip to the floor. Think about it like that. Rapidly put your hip to the floor.
Are you saying like drop downs, basically, like going all the way down? Okay.
I pick a side. That's me.
Yeah.
You do you.
That's too far to my side. It's not a person.
Yes, that was too far to your side and very strange.
It feels strange trying to do it without a human pushing this way here. But I'm falling too flat.
Think about slightly jumping backwards. That's all. I want you to be here, like this, right, and be like, oh, I'm just gonna literally take my feet and put them behind my ass. It's the donkey kick all over. God damn it.
No?
No.
Oh.
Now, as we understand that that's the latest form of a sprawl you can basically have.
Right.
I don't think that this is necessarily the appropriate way to sprawl, but this is the latest form and like easiest way to do it without another human being for a solo drill, is to actually perform the latest stage of
It's
it.
the easiest one, huh?
The easiest one for you to do as a solo.
Yeah.
Because
No,
there's
that's
no
not right.
human. For me to do it without a human is this. That's the first line of defense, is me keeping my head somewhere, keeping my palm in there, right? After that, it's this, right? I'm just, because that's how I'm actually sprawling most of the time. I'm not throwing my hips out. So if you take a shot at me, right, I'm here, right, and you get connected, like you go for it.
I'm going for that leg.
Sure.
Because it's the leg that's forward.
Correct. So the same here. That is oftentimes all I have to do. Is to slightly keep that and do that. Right? So I'm not actually sprawling most of the time. But for the sake of what we're talking about, we're doing a deep sprawl.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the next big solo drills that you can do, right, is footwork.
Okay.
Footwork is one of those things that I believe is in the realm of shadow grappling, and I think this has tons and tons of like value, right? However, for like solo drilling, I want you to think of every takedown that you know, and I want you to think of every like footwork that you would do, aka Toriando, passing, etc. Right?
Right.
And this is where footwork comes into play, right? Because this, if I'm like, oh, do a Toriando pass, that footwork is what I'm going to be doing, right? But that looks silly if I'm like, oh, I'm not doing footwork. Does that make sense? Like, no one's going to understand if I'm just like, take a diagonal horizontal step, swoop your feet in a circular fashion to meet someone's hip, right? But if I say, do a Toriando pass,
Right.
that's footwork. Okay? Do some of your judo throws. That's footwork. Do inside leg trip. That looks silly, right? As soon as I put a human being in front of me and I do the same thing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, I'm going to work footwork just like I would do shadow grappling, right? Does that make sense? That's one of the biggest solo drills that I'm going to air quote solo drills, shadow grappling, is that I think someone can gain the most amount of advantage from, regardless of level. Play around with that. Just think footwork. And this one I will not say yes or no to because I won't know what you're doing. This is in your brain. I could give you some very specific ones, but changes your understanding of what's happening, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm just like, takes a while to think about the moves and there's not a person there. But I understand how it helps because if you don't have to think about the moves, there's not a person there, and there's a person there, and you're just doing the motion, like it's just gonna come faster.
I mean,
In a
this is,
way.
yeah, this is drilling in any fashion. You're just getting more familiar with the motion. You're programming your brain for a response.
Because if I'm doing here, I've got those, they're double collars.
What?
Sticks.
Double collars.
Yeah.
White belt things.
This is a judo thing I've seen, where you're here. Yeah, where you're like.
Oh, I understand.
Or you're here. You pull just a little for the off balance, and then you're up and blocking this shoulder.
We wear different
Like that.
things than they do, and when they're doing that, they're choosing one side.
Yeah, to cover the shoulder on you. Yes, that.
I know.
Very off balancey though. Very off balancey. Especially if you get your knee in.
Seen and have had been reset because of this.
Really?
Yes.
Note,
I'm not sure if that was just the person, situation, blah, it doesn't matter, right? In jiu-jitsu, I will say that doing the top manipulation, including things overhead, any of that, they are quick to reset.
Really?
Right? In judo, there is no reset until there's the setup of stand the fuck up.
Right.
Right? Little different rule set. Right? We favor the gi, but we favor the gi for chokes and body manipulation,
Yeah.
not for limb types of restrictions. When you see it's used for limb restrictions, it's often only ever done
With the lapel, yeah.
with the lapel.
Yeah.
You don't get reset like that.
I do love playing with the lapels.
But I will say the top jacket manipulation is not looked upon fondly in jiu-jitsu for some reason, and I don't know why. I could not tell you.
That's really strange.
You're
Because
telling
it's
me.
so useful.
I agree. But
Because
I-
just the lead up for that, like
Mhm.
the lead up is really good off bouncing.
I actually
Get the
don't think
knee
so.
in,
I think
and
it's
it pushes back.
if you can do this, you're fighting someone who's really bad or someone who's not like making positive connection with their
Yeah.
hands the right way. Right? So you could do whatever you wanted to them. Me, personally, I don't think it's the greatest thing. But that's also because I don't like getting punched in the face.
But in the streets,
Where I'm getting punched in the face.
just kidding.
You know what I mean?
Only in the streets.
Now, take the same premise and do it like this.
Yes.
Sorry, I know I just keep missing.
That's okay.
I personally do
It's
not
made-
take double collars,
It's made to be messed up.
if that makes
Uh,
sense. This to me is not something I do. Because I like inside position, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. This is just not where I want to find both my hands. I don't find power there. But who gives a shit? You do you. If you find success with it, who gives a shit?
No, inside tricky.
Focus on the motion being clean.
Falling down to a hip. Although not necessarily, I can do it like a shot.
Or if you do the full thing, doesn't matter, just stand back up afterwards.
It's the most exhausted I've been fighting myself ever.
You've clearly not had a good mental battle in a long time.
Oh no.
So a good way to think about it is like, take super basic ones that you're like, you know how to do. Like we'll say like,
Collar
the
grab.
outside, right? Collar grab. Does that make sense? So I'm doing this motion. Just how, like, if you watch judo, they do this like entry and they'll do the
Yeah.
entry. How many times before they do the throw?
A bunch.
Right? And then eventually they'll do the throw. This is us doing that entry so many times,
Yeah.
right? With nobody to throw. That's all.
I thought I just did that surprise.
Yeah, yeah.
It does throw the smarties off guard sometimes. So.
Yeah, especially if you start doing it on 7 versus 10.
Yeah, well, some of these guys,
1, 2.
some of these guys just read it. It's crazy. Even if you're just throwing it at a random time, like they
Of course they can, because you're giving them a feel.
That's what I'm saying. Like they feel that tense, like oh they're going for it now. Or at least for me, because as Aki said, I just told him what I was doing 5 minutes before I did it.
Chuck. People do.
Yeah.
Also, I fart really weird, so stay over here.
I'll do my stuff right here. Keep out of the danger zone. Danger zone. My brain's not running. I don't know.
Do a snap down. Maybe you have a hard time imagining, because some people have
Yeah.
not cultivated that skill, where they can't imagine a human being being in front of them, or they don't understand the motions that happen well enough for them to do this, right?
Yeah.
So if I do a snap down, and I'm here, I know when I do a snap down, I'm taking control of the human being, either behind the lats, head, lat, double head, etc. Right? So I know my hands come up into this motion that I'm going to pull, like so. I'm going to start to rock back, taking a step, right? And do a snap down, I'm oftentimes taking a step outwards because I don't like being in front of people during a snap down or any
So you're
pulling
saying-
motion,
yeah.
because when I pull you, we meet. So I take a step. So when I know that, I can come here. And it's just footwork, but it's all shadow grab, right? I know when I do a 2-on-1 arm drag, I'll go 1, 2, pull, right? And then step, right? Or I'll do a 1, 2, pull. Same thing with duck under, right? That's an alarm. I know your alarms were on.